Greetings, all my friends. Once again, it is that time. It is I, and I didn't plan it this way, but we've got a third independent sci-fi film to talk about, and this one is in the form of a Division 19, which was written and directed by S.A. Halewood. Now, Halewood gives us this story set in the future to where reality entertainment is the big thing. One particular show is where they follow the life of an inmate 24/7. You can log into any cam and see what that inmate is doing, and the company behind this show wants to take things to the next level. They don't want you to just be able to follow this inmate while they're in their cell or if they're fighting. They want to take the inmate to a place called Newtown, to where the inmate could rehabilitate himself and people could log in and constantly watch him 24/7 and eventually even interact with him. But in this society where everybody's chipped and put under surveillance, one group in particular does not like this concept, wants to free society from being under Big Brother's watch. And we see how one of the members of this society tries to break his very famous brother out of jail to help bring down the system and change things. This Division 19 is a very interesting film in that it presents a situation that really you could see almost happening already. Not just the 24-hour surveillance of inmates and how it becomes reality TV on such a huge scope, but you could everything, the pieces are in place where you could see this happening, and that's what makes this so disturbing, the world that they paint in this film, and I found that really kind of creepy, and here we have this guy who doesn't even know he's under surveillance, yet he's being used to promote brands and constantly under watch. There's drones watching everybody, and almost everybody has to either have an ID card or has to be chipped, so it's a very disturbing, but we are just like two hiccups from possibly getting to that point. So yes, the world that they built I thought was very interesting, felt very real, like a next step for us, and disturbing quite a bit. Now, the performances of everyone involved I thought was really well done. I particularly like Jamie Draven, who plays Hardin Jones, the inmate who has become very popular amongst society for being one of the number one watched inmates and that. I loved his performance in here and seeing how he just wants to escape and become anonymous again and get his identity back, at the same time just fade back into the background, and I really enjoyed that with his character quite a bit. You've got his brother, who's played by Will Rothhar, who I thought did very well in here as Nash. Alison Doody plays the Nielsen, obvious name Nielsen, yes, ratings, yes, that's got to be deliberate, folks. She was fantastic in here as the director of the show, and you're kind of feeling that this is a little bit more personal for her. There's a great performance in here by her. And then in Linus Roach, who plays Charles Linden, the leader of all of this, of this society, of this, the free world, as he said. And this guy's conflicted because here we have this show, which is a huge show, and the film's making a statement about lobbyists here as well, as his decisions are actually influenced quite a bit by this corporation, and he even realizes things have just gotten out of hand. And yeah, I love the conflict that was portrayed in there. Again, this is a science fiction film showing hot topics from today's culture presented in a way to the extreme through the use of sci-fi genre, which is always a great use of science fiction and horror as well. The special effects in here, when we do get some, look really well done. Actually, there's this big ship that flies over, and I enjoyed that. But the only thing that really didn't quite sit with me was the narrative and how it played out. Now, I'm all for not having everything given to me, don't get me wrong, but some of the editing in here and the choice that they took with presenting this story, it almost felt like you were missing pieces. Like this could have been an episodic thing more so than a full feature film. The sections we get, especially as we get into the third act, we get things happening that make you feel like you kind of missed something. And again, this felt almost like it was a setup, like you'd want this to be a series, which I think it would have made a great limited series to explore this world and see more of these ideas fleshed out than when we kind of get these in bits and chunks. Now, maybe they did it in that way as well to make a statement about people's attention span, which I'd like to think so, because it would be very fitting as well. So, Division 19 is not action-packed, so if you're looking for action-packed sci-fi, you're going to be a bit disappointed. But if you're looking for a film that explores a social commentary on our forms of entertainment, things that affect political decisions, and just the effect of being constantly surveyed our entire lives all the time, it might have on individuals, especially as it gets ramped up in the future, well, Division 19 really gives you a great exploration of that. So there you have it, folks. If you have seen Division 19, leave your comments down below. Love to hear your thoughts on this. Do you think this type of entertainment could come in the near future, watching 24/7 inmates and such? Because we are dang close, if not already kind of there. So love to hear your thoughts on that. I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you for your support, and until next time, remember, keep that ticket stub.